information. We exchange information. Oh my God, this is a rhythm. Oh. So what type of information I'm giving you? So I can give you essential information or non-essential information. I mean, all this information I'm giving to you are super essential to understand or fully understand what I want to communicate, or is non-essential. Without this information, you still understand what I want to communicate. So this is what we are going to look at today, relative clauses. Defining and not defining relative clauses. So let's have a look at this right now. We all like talking and giving information, and we like having conversations with our friends, relatives, or I don't know, or at job. So this is vital, it's normal, because we love to communicate to each other. So the thing is, when you are having a conversation, you are exchanging information. So what type of information you are giving to the other person? So could be essential or non-essential information. So how do we do all this stuff? By using relative clauses. Relative clauses are just some sentences we put in between the main sentence, where the main message is. So this is what we're going to look at today, the relative clauses. So from now and onwards, we are going to grab pen and paper because we are starting to take notes and everything. So let's share with you this so we can all know where we are. Okay, so relative clauses. Yes. We use the relative clauses to give information when talking to other people, as we said before. So they are divided in between defining and non-defining relative clauses. So you might think like, okay, and what the hell is this? Aha, it's very easy. Let's keep on going. Defining relative clauses. By using defining relative clauses, we are giving essential information so that we can identify who or what is being talked about. So for example, the woman who showed the most determination got the job. So the relative clause follows immediately after the noun, referring to the person or thing we are talking about. The relative clause we have in front of us is who showed the most determination. So the main sentence or message is the woman got the job. The woman got the job. Great for her. So who showed the most determination? It's an essential information I'm giving you as an extra information because it's essential or it's important to me, to you also. So who showed the most determination? Pay attention to this adverb, who. We use who because we are talking about the person, right? We will see all these in a moment. So let's continue. Right. We don't put commas at the beginning or end of our defining relative clauses. So we can sometimes omit the relative pronoun. So the relative pronoun must be used when it is the subject of the following verb. Only the relative pronoun can be omitted, okay? You can remove it from the sentence when it's not very essential, when it's not the subject of the sentence. But we must put it when it's the subject of the sentence. So let's have a look at this. She showed me photos of the gorillas, which or that she had studied. So you can omit which or that. We can put it, of course, but if you omit it, you are giving more dynamic to your conversation. So, for example, she showed me photos of the gorillas she had studied. Boom. Can you see the difference? It's much, dynamic. She showed me photos of the gorillas. This is the main sentence, right? So the full message is there. Which or that she had studied. This is the extra information I'm giving you because I think it's essential for you to know that she had studied. She had studied the gorillas. In that case, the pronoun is which or that. In that case, could be you can put which or that, because they are synonyms in that sense. Which refers to the gorillas. So we use which when we're referring to objects or animals in that case. She showed me photos of the gorillas that lived nearby. So in the second sentence, the relative pronoun must be used here because the subject of lived, because it is the subject of lived. She showed me photos of the gorillas which lived nearby, right? Which replace the gorilla one more time, but in this case is the subject of the second sentence. Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, are you okay? Your brain is okay? Because my brain is not really okay right now. Anyway, I know it takes a little bit of time to digest all this. But I hope you can see this in detail in the following slide. So let's carry on. Okay, yes, you can do it. Non-defining relative clauses. Right. We use non-defining relative clauses to give non-essential or extra information about something or someone. So we use a comma before and immediately after the clause. I mean, the information or the extra information we are giving is in between commas. So we cannot omit the relative pronoun in non-defining relative clauses. Oh my God, relative I put there. Oh, relative clauses. You see, my brain is melted. So for example, her CV, which made a big impression on the interviewers, helped her get the job, right? So the question is for you, which is the main sentence in this one, in the one in red? Which is the main? Where is the main message? Ding dong, ding dong. Yes, the main message, the full message is her CV help her get the job. This is the sentence. This is what I want to say, sorry. The extra information is ding dong, ding dong. Yes, the extra information given here goes between commas, which made a big impression on the interviewers. Just remember those non-essential extra information that goes between commas. I mean, these others, like which, cannot be omitted like the other one. Okay? So I think this is easy, or no, or maybe, or yes, or a little bit, or yeah. Relative pronouns. This is the most important thing. When using relative clauses, we use relative pronouns, of course. So let's look at this. Which and that refer to things, but that is not used in non-defining relative clauses, right? We don't use that in non-defining relative clauses. Like who refers to people, as we said before. The person who was standing on the bus was my father, for example. The person who was standing, on the bus. So who refers to the person, I'm telling you. Whom refers to people if they are the object of the clause, if they are the object. It is formal and not common in modern English. So sometimes we need to put whom, sometimes we need to put whose, right? Whom is very old-fashioned, really. I mean, unless you don't want to talk like Shakespeare, you don't use it in modern language. Whose can be used with things or people and expresses possession or belonging. When refers to time and where refers to places. So let's see now some examples. The study that she published last month is remarkable. So take this sentence. Which is the main message? Which is the main sentence? Now think about it. Or in a word, tell me now, which is the relative clause? You have it? Yes? Okay. The study is remarkable. This is the main sentence. So the extra information I'm giving you is that she published last month. In that case, I'm not putting commas because it's some kind of essential information. It's important for you to know that, this detail, that she published last month. So that is the pronoun, the relative pronoun that refers to the study, the object. right? So you can say, for example, the study which she published last month is also there. The most recent study which she's just published is her best yet. So in the second sentence, which is the main sentence? Bing, bong, bing, bong, bing, bong. You have it? Yes. The main sentence is the most recent study is her best yet. So the extra information I'm giving to you is the one between commas, which she's just published. Just remember, which cannot be removed or omitted when we are using non-defining relative clauses. So how do you know the second sentence is a non-defining relative clause? Yes, because it goes between commas. Just remember that. Okay, number 3. Diana, who has been working in the IT department for 2 years, has been promoted. So now, one more time, this is a question for you to think about. Which is the main sentence? Where is the full message? Yes, Diana has been promoted. So is this a defining or a non-defining relative clause? What do you think? What? Yes, it's a non-defining relative clause. Why? Yes, because it goes between commas. Today. Right. Very good. Diana, who has been working in the IT department. This who, right, the relative clause, who is the relative pronoun that refers to, yes, who refers to Diana. That's why we put who, because we are talking about a person, Diana. Number 4, Professor West, with whom I worked recently, has won the Nobel Prize. Right. Do you remember whom? Yes, no, maybe, yeah. Whom refers to people if they are the object of the clause. So that's why we are talking about now the object of the clause, right? It is formal and not common in modern English. So Professor West, with whom I worked recently, has won the Nobel Prize. So this is the question for you. What is, or which is the main sentence? Your turn. Which is the main sentence? Yes, the main sentence is Professor West has won the Nobel Prize. So this is the full message. Professor West has won the Nobel Prize. By the way, has won. What tense is this one? Present, past, future? Do you remember? We are refreshing many things. Has won is the present perfect. So yes, perfect. Okay, so she described the moment when she first saw her baby son. She described the moment when she first saw her baby son. So, question for you. Which is the main sentence? Think for a moment. Don't worry. Don't be in a rush. Take your time. Okay, enough. Which is the main sentence? Yes, she described the moment. That's it. This is the main sentence. So the relative clause, the relative clause is when she first saw her baby son, right? When is the relative pronoun that refers to the moment. So we use when to talk about time, dates, moments in general, right? So when she first saw her baby son, yes. And is this a defining or a non-defining relative clause? What do you think? Yes, it's a defining relative clause. First, I know she described the moment when she first saw her baby son is a defining relative clause because first, it doesn't go between commas. You don't put commas. And second, the extra information, or the extra information I'm giving to you is essential to understand the main sentence, which is she described the moment. Yeah. Last one. She spent many years in New York where she worked in a bank. Oh my God, what happened with this word? where she worked, W-O-R-K-E-D. She spent many years in New York where she worked in a bank. Question for you, which is the main sentence? Think about it. You have it? Yes? Yes. The main sentence is she spent many years in New York, right? That's it. So, which is the extra information I'm giving you or I'm adding to the main sentence? Yes, where she worked in a bank, right? And second question, is this a defining or a non-defining relative clause? What do you think? Absolutely, it's a defining relative clause. Why? Because first, it doesn't go between commas. Good. And second, because the extra information I'm giving to you, it's essential to understand the main sentence. She spent many years in New York. Right. It's easy? Yeah, it's not difficult, at least let's say. It's not difficult. Okay. So when we are using relative clauses, when we are making sentences in general, we often use prepositions. I know you love prepositions. Yeah, me too. So the question is, right, where do I need to put this preposition in relative clause? So prepositions can be placed at the end of the sentence in neutral and informal English. So for example, that was the story I'm in the sentence in red. That was the story which the film was based on. So as you can see, the preposition on is at the end of the sentence because I'm using a neutral, I'm talking in neutral or in informal English, right? On the other hand, formal sentences are often constructed to place preposition earlier in the sentence. So for example, let's look at the one in black. That was the story on which the film was based. That was the story on which the film was based. So on goes at the beginning, well, okay, in the middle, but not at the end, right? So if you want to use an informal English in written or spoken English, place the preposition at the end. If you want to sound formal in written or spoken English, place this preposition in the middle, as earlier as possible in the sentence. So, how's your brain going? Are you okay? My brain is melted. Oh my God, too much information. I know. But take it easy, it's okay. Now you have this video, you can go back and forward and back and pause, take notes, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. So I'm going to give you some exercises after, some exercises and some, some other videos and so on, some extra materials to fully understand this subject. That is very easy. You see, it's not difficult at all. It's all about practice, that's it. But trust me, it's not that much difficult. So now we know what relative clauses are, okay? So when you are having a conversation, right, you might need some extra information and you know now how to use it properly, like natives do. So now you know. Stop your pen and paper, right? And now relax a little bit. Take a moment, like 1 minute, to remember what you have learned in this lesson, just to unwind a little bit your brain. So there's no other way to learn all these things. And then practice when you feel like. So thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you very, very soon. So bye, and pen and paper for the next video.
Y bueno, llegados a este punto, no seas tímido y dale like, que esto acaba de empezar, familia. Nos vemos. See you.